they that are led by the Spirit of the Lord, they are the sons of God. And the translation that says children of God does not say it right. It should say sons of God in terms of maturity. A son is matured. A child does not understand silence. Every baby gets bored in silence. Every baby likes noise. And because we are babies, and let me use this, we are babies of God. We want God to be speaking. And when God is silent, we get confused. I don't know. Have you ever seen us running like we are running around God, doing everything we can because He's silent? Have you ever seen the church calling a fast because God is silent? We've called different fasts because God is silent, because we don't understand that His silence is His power. What makes Him God is the fact that He can keep quiet and everything still runs smoothly. What makes Him God is that He can keep quiet and every system is in place. What makes Him God is that He can be silent and my life will not go, will not be wasted, but He is silent. What makes Him God is He can be silent and I speak and there will be a system that will answer me, but without Him speaking. What makes Him God is I can still fast and get my results, but He's still silent. What makes Him God is I can fast and do everything, but He doesn't speak. But that doesn't mean I won't get an answer. But He is silent. In His silence, can you get His answer? Like in His silence, can you get His answer? Because in His silence, He is speaking. My God, I feel it. I feel that the church, if the church understands the silent and comfortable part, we have reached maturity. Look at how we pray. How we pray really reflects how immature we are. There was a time when Jesus said something that I want to draw your attention to. He said, do not pray like the hypocrites that use vain repetitions. What does the word vain mean? Useless. It means irrelevant, unnecessary. So there is a repetition that can be unnecessary, and there's a repetition that is necessary. Oh boy. Come on, Holy Ghost. There is a repetition that is necessary, and there's a repetition that is not necessary. A repetition that is unnecessary is when you keep on telling him what you want. But a repetition that is necessary is when you keep on telling him how available you are for him. Oh boy. When you keep on telling him, Lord, I'm available, you need to keep on telling him, Lord, I'm available in this season. Lord, I'm available. Lord, I surrender. When you keep on reminding him that, then he's interested in that. But when you keep on telling him that you like this, he's not interested. I don't know if you have seen this. Have you seen that if you pray about something and then you continue, there's a time where you feel like you're talking to yourself or nothing is happening? Why? It's about you. But there's no day where you will do this prayer to say, Lord, I need you. I surrender my all, and he remains silent. There's this reputation of him being wanted that makes him move. There's this thing that we desire him that makes him move. There's this thing that when we keep on pressing for him, that makes him to say, Now they get the kingdom agenda. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. And look at this. Look at this. When we keep on pressing for him, this is what it means to him. Lord, I've realized that the needs that I have are immaterial. I've realized that everything that I may think I like, it cannot be compared to what you have. So I'm going to go after you. My God, my God, my God, my God. You know, when we keep on saying, oh God, hey, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, you are my refuge. You are my strength, and whom look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What makes him comfortable with me is to find me in the same place as long as I'm seeking him. I'm abiding in the secret place. But if he finds me in the same place of need, he's not moved. Now, when he finds me in a place where I'm desperate to be filled by things, not him, he's not moved. When he finds me in the same spot where I'm desperate to be acknowledged, he doesn't move. But when he finds me in a place where I'm consistent in seeking him, I'm consistent in my fellowship, I'm consistent in my prayers, I'm consistent, I'm just doing my part. Oh God, no matter what, I'm here. Lord, whatever you may take from me, that's okay, as long as you don't subtract your presence in my life. There was a time when David prayed this prayer. He said, Lord, do not take away your Holy Spirit from me. Create in me a pure heart. Do not take away your presence, because if I don't have your presence, my God, if I don't have your presence, my life will not be complete. My God, I thank you. It's the Holy Ghost talking to somebody this morning. Look at this. My God, I love you. I want to emphasize the issue of him being silent. Laguso pradiga tata bahoya. Lirigo soprota pia latiga hadea. Manto koso sototeka. Halito sanabia tora digaham. Lei coprode masata titola. Mancoprode calaba. Yadoko koso totea. Mande caladuso somahanem. Lade yasohote para. Yatahido homa. Look at this. The Holy Spirit is impressing this to my spirit to say, there are people that feel like they're not going anywhere because they're seeking what they're looking for and they're not getting it. And what I want from them is not to seek what they need. What I want from them is the season for them to seek me. Then I'll give them everything they need. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your own heart. It doesn't start there. It starts by saying, do not lean on your own understanding. Do not lean on your own understanding. But they that trust upon the Lord, you need to trust God so much that you don't depend on what you understand. Because if you are still in a level where you want to understand, you are a baby. When something that the baby does not understand, they become uncomfortable. They start crying. They start, that's why if you bring a stranger around a baby, the baby will be uncomfortable. Are we not uncomfortable around God? Because we are still babies. I don't know. If you put an angry face in front of a baby, and the baby realizes that, they will start to cry because they don't understand. Sometimes even if you're not putting an angry face, let's just say there's something of thinking of you're stressed about something, the baby will pick up your stress. Let me say that again. You're carrying a baby. You're carrying a baby. This baby may not understand a lot of things, but they're sensitive enough to pick up whoever they. Oh my God. This baby does not understand science yet. They don't understand who they are. But they are only sensitive, which means you can be sensitive and still be a baby. This baby senses the one carrying me is stressed out. So it means that I need to switch where I am because I'm happy. I need to switch and be stressed too because the one carrying me is stressed out. Let me shock you. Do you know that you carry God? And my God, you carry God. But the problem that I have with you is, as much as you carry God, you don't sense the atmosphere that is in God. You want God to subscribe to the atmosphere that is in you. That's why you can even silence and shut every spiritual arena in you so much so that God cannot move in you when you are sad. How many of us can start a prayer when we are sad? Because we now switch the atmosphere so that God now is invited in a pity party that he didn't get an invitation and he's forced to get in there. The Bible says, do not grieve the Holy Ghost. And most of us, we grieve him. And when we grieve him, we want him to move like he's not grieved. I don't know. We grieve him, yet we want him to move like he's not grieved. We ignore him, and we want him to move like he's not ignored. We grieve him, and we want him to we want him to be comfortable in us, yet we grieve him. We still desire things that satisfy and that gratifies the flesh. Like we still desire to be known. We still desire to have this and that. As if God is a stock fill. You do this, I do this. We still, my God, there's still this pride of life. There's this lust of the flesh that is still in us. We still lust to have things. But if you're a dead man, and you no longer live, but Christ lives in you, you will desire what he desires because you're dead. When people are getting cars, you're dead. A dead man is not looking for a car, but a dead man can be blessed with a car. A dead man is not looking for a house, but a dead man can get a house. A dead man is not looking for promotion, but a dead man can easily be promoted. A dead man is not looking for position, but a dead man can be given a position. A dead man is not looking for a stage to preach. A dead man is looking for a place to manifest God. That's not the same. That's not the same. A dead man cannot be jealous. A dead man has no feelings, but he's moved by compassion. Jesus was so dead that he could not be jealous of anyone. There were people in his days, but he was not jealous of anyone. Why? He was dead in himself. And he said, if you have seen me, oh my God, you have seen me. If you have seen me, you have not seen me, but you have seen my Father. But when we see you, we see where you're coming from. When we see you, we see the stress that you carry, even in the presence of God. We even see your ego. We see your pride. But when are you going to die and say, oh God, in you I live, in you I move, in you I have my being? Because if I don't have your being, I will have my being. And if I have my being, I can inherit the kingdom. Oh God, oh God, oh God. I don't know. I don't know if somebody this morning is catching what the Spirit is leading us to. The church is still alive. We are not dead in ourselves. It's time that we die in ourselves. A dead man can pray. A person that is alive cannot pray. A dead man can pray. Hey, a dead man can be moved by the Spirit easily. My God, I love you. There is no dead man that will bury himself. No matter how poor you are, when you die, even the rich will carry you. Hey, no matter how no matter how hated and despised you are when you are alive, when you die, even the great people will gather around you because you are dead. No one is gathering around you because you are not dead. No one will help you because you are not dead. No one will carry you because you are not dead. It's time that we die in ourselves and we say, in Him we live, in Him we move, in Him we have our being. I wish we have dead people. My God, I wish God can malo shadabahaya. Hey, my God, my God. If you're still counting how many ministries, my ministry is this year's old. You're not dead. I wish God can raise through me ministers of the gospel that don't celebrate years in ministry, that celebrate impact in ministry. I wish God can help me to raise a healthy church. A healthy church. A healthy church is a church full of dead people, not members, disciples. A healthy church. My God, there's something that happens when you're dead. When you're dead, people are forced to speak highly of you, whether they like it or not. Whether you died stealing, when you, oh my God, they will do what we call memorial service and to steal. I don't know if you've ever been to a funeral and you start to see how people talk about somebody who has passed on. You are like, are they talking about the same person I know? Even if you were lazy, honey, when you die, we are like, she was my pillar. I don't know how I will live without her. No one can say that to you because you're alive. Your problem is you want attention. You desire to be needed more than you desire to need God. Your problem is you desire to be needed. Like your desire to be needed is too hard. Some of you even cry over what you don't have instead of crying for who you don't have. Okay. Let me explain the way. You cry because of what you don't have instead of crying for who you don't have. If you can have Christ, you can have anything and be anything. But without Christ, you can't be anything. Church. Why is the church here? Why is the church in confusion? Why are we confused? Like, I don't know. Have you seen that even media confuses the church? The Bible says, whose report will you believe? Whose report will you believe? And to whom was the arm of the Lord revealed? I'm not going to go there this morning. But I'm asking you, why is it that media can criticize a man of God and you jump in? They just have an assignment, an agenda from the enemy to confuse and misinterpret what the move of God. I don't know. Do you know that God can raise this man of God for 4 people? 4. And God can raise this man of God for 20,000 people and they become brothers. But This one's life hangs and depends on him. But this one will die because of the members he has. He will feel like, I have 20,000. How do I talk to a man of God who has 4 members? He has 4 members. He doesn't have a stress of anything. He has time to pray, and he can sustain him. But he will leave him and look for pastors that have got 1,000, 2,000, 40,000. And it's like, I'm admiring great anointing. But his assignment is not to admire for great anointing. It's for him to submit to him. And now, he will end up not fulfilling his assignment because of what God gave him. And I want you to understand that. And he will be a fulfilled man of God. Have you ever seen servants of God who have few members and they're happy? And have you seen servants of God who have got members, but they're still fighting other people who have members, and you wonder, what's happening here? You have 300, you're like, yeah, my church will be big one day. My church will be big one day. We don't care. We don't care. Like, my church will be 1,000 one day. We'll be in stadiums. Okay, then what? Is that the message of the day? I said something like that. I just said something like that. I don't know. Have you ever been tired of this war between pastors that we get caught up on? Actually, we go to attend. We get caught up in wars that don't involve us. Like my church, this week, we just raised $100,000 for our fundraising. And in your church, the best we can raise is 300. And you don't want to thank God for your 300. Like, some of us, we are trying. You are lying. You are doing well. But the problem is, because you are not a dead man. Dead men don't compete. I don't know. Have you ever, okay, most of us, we've never, I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to see somebody who's dead. They're very peaceful. Like, I've been there, like, peaceful. You could see this person is asleep. This person is not really dead. Like, it's not like there are people that you look at it like, no, this person is not dead. Like, sometimes you feel like, this person can talk to you back. Like, you look at the person, yeah, you can see this person is in a coffin, but you're like, and in your head, you know this person is dead, and you know they've been in the fridge for days and everything. But you feel like, if I say hi, this person will say hi. If I say wake up, they will wake up. There's something I want to show you. That person is so peaceful that they can't start a fight with you. Even if you say anything to them, they won't respond. You're not dead enough if you're still responding to every response. If you're still responding to every argument, to every gossip, to everything that was said against you, you're not dead. You can curse that person that is dead in that coffin. Like these days they do this thing that is clear a little bit, and then you look at the person. And you're just watching the body. The person is not there anymore. And if you want, by any, you can touch that person. Guess what? Okay, I've touched somebody that is dead. They look like they're sleeping. Like, I got a chance to touch a baby, and I touched that baby, and I looked at, and it was so. The baby was so peaceful. Like, it was like, if you've ever seen a baby sleeping, yeah, it was like that. But that baby was dead. And I'm like, huh? Oh, for me, it was hard to really get it through my head to say, this baby is dead. And the baby was dead. Okay, to cut the story short. And God said to me, would you, if you beat that baby, what will happen? I'm like, I'll be wasting my energy. I'll be the one that will be tired because this baby is dead. He said, why is it that you are hurt by what people say? The reason we are hurt by what people say is because we are not dead. Why do you change how you treat people? You change because you are not dead. You heard what they said. You heard how they treated you. If you are dead, you're in your own level. And you know that I don't know if those people get a chance to see us and laugh at us. I think they get a chance sometimes to look at us like, why are you crying? I'm enjoying. To say if they're in heaven anyway. Because the Bible talks about the pillar of cloud. I don't think those people are sad. So you are looking at somebody there, you're saying goodbye, they're saying goodbye to who? They should be the ones saying goodbye because you are separating And they are not separate. You are separated from God. Do you know that when you're still wearing this body, you are separated from God? Are you aware of that? Are you aware that this body is a very good thing and a very bad thing at the same time? Because being absent from this, automatically you become present with the Lord. What does that mean? Being present here, you're absent in heaven. So now what if you want to register right? What was Esther in heaven? Absent. What Chirids absent. Philip absent. Imagine for how many years God will be calling your name every day. And then like absent. Faith absent. Manda Awe absent. What is boy doing? Tamar absent. She's busy there doing a stupid degree of law. I want to hear her. I want to enjoy her. And do you know what we think we're enjoying it? And in heaven they're like, but Sister Priscilla, we want you here. And she's like, I don't want to come. But the funny thing is, when you get there, you don't want to come back here. There are real stories of people that were brought back to life, and they said, don't you dare. Smith Wigglesworth was one of the people that raised his wife back, and she was very angry. He said, you will not dare do that ever again. Pray again. I want to go back to Jesus. He said, but my wife, I want you. I said, you don't know. God will help you. I don't know if the story ended with him praying for her to go back again. And it's not alone. I've had many testimonies. There was a woman that attended a church of this man of God that raises the dead a lot. The woman died. The man of God brought her back. She moved away from the church. She said, I'm not coming to a church ever again. You don't know how painful the world is. It's very hot in here. Heaven, I was peaceful. I made it in heaven. What if by chance I don't make it again? No. Not everybody wants the miracle of resurrection. We should resurrect the ones that are going to hell. We're like, Lord, have mercy. We bring them back. And we're like, you see? Like, yeah. They will repent fast. If the rich man had a chance to repent, listen to his request. Please talk. Lazarus, please bring at least a dip water in your finger. If you are thirsty, if you dip water in a finger, when it gets to somebody, it's no longer water. It has evaporated. But that's how tough it is in hell. And it's in the scriptures. But dead people, when you're alive, there's a chance you mess up. When you're dead, you can't mess up. My God, I wish I can have a lot of dead people right here. I just wish I can have dead people in this service. Like dead people, I could just carry you. Dead people can be led to the presence of God easily. People that are alive, why is he praying like that? So in this stage, people fall. This church is different from the churches I went to. You are alive. We want dead people. Like I wish I thought about this in time. I would have brought a small coffin, and I put it there. Like I know I would be on media if I did that. Media will be on me. Look at this crazy prophet. Hey, he carried a coffin. Oh, I carry a big one that fits myself, and I'm like, I even inscribed my name, so that no one will be offended. It's just me. And when I'm preaching, I'm using this mic. I get inside. I'm like, you should be dead. Like, yeah. The Bible says, prophets act out parables. I'm sure if I'm like, Favor, can you get in? Like, no, Papa, I'm okay. I'm sure if I'm like anyone who wants to get in to try to see what's gonna happen, you'll be like, hey, then what if I get in and I can't breathe? Then you can't breathe. Then we use the same coffin. That's fine. That's not a problem. We use the same coffin. We don't have to buy another one. We'll just bury you on that one. And we'll bury you old style. You die now. We dig somewhere. You are buried. We'll work on death certificate when you are gone. We'll do the prayers when you are gone. Saturday, we don't come because you're already buried. Look at you. Scared at the thought of a coffin. But you can't be buried without a coffin in these days. Come to think about it. What makes us fear death is because we don't want to lose out in things that we desire. What makes us not want to die is like, if I die, it means that ice cream. The people that will be thinking, I don't know. Please go to hospital, you will see things. Somebody is dying, they're thinking of their favorite jacket. I'm like, wow. I'm telling you, in hospitals, there are some sorts of crazy requests by people that are dying. I want to go there. I demand a ngubo osika chiwana. Achiwana achitofukedziwa otuwa. And I told the G, anga tunayo. Utoda ringasimbuze. Aringatambisa ngubo. Rikobera Gia rafuka badi. Sababu ngari opi. Rikotama. Otuwa badi ko una Yesu. Adu watu wana ngubo. Kama chotamba ngubo ziko dura. Have you seen people before they die, they ask for their favorite meals? I'm there and I'm sure. Go to the hospital, you will see some strange requests. Atena Biblia yanga, abachako no bara marabarika atena Biblia yanga. It's a sign. They want to go, but they want to hold on to things that they can't go with. That's how painful death is, and how hard, how of a struggle is. Imagine spiritual death, where you have to kill your flesh, and your spirit lives. But most of us, we have done the vice versa. The flesh is living, the spirit is dead. And that is painful. And you don't even notice that your spirit is dead. Let me give you signs of a dead man. Oh God. Hey, spiritual death. If your spirit is dead, there are signs that spiritually, they are nowhere. Let me give you an example. So, you say you believe, right? You say you believe, right? If I were to tell you now, to say from today until January, never ask money from anyone but God. And I give that as a spiritual instruction. I'm like, from today till January the 15th, never ask money from anyone but God. Let people be the one to give you without you saying anything. Would you do it? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Let me show you how you wouldn't. Some of you at the back of your mind, you're like, how will it be? Some of you in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, what if they give me less than what I want? Some of you at the back of your mind, you're like, how would they know that I need the man? Because you don't trust the spiritual process because you think a spiritual process is like a physical process. Okay. Let me ask you a question, and I'll ask you and I'll ask him. I want to show something, all right? Do you negotiate with God to bring hunger to you? Don't you wake up sometimes in the morning and like, Lord, don't forget me in the hunger department? Oh, okay. Do you remind God to make you thirsty? You're like, Lord, I around 2, I'll be okay. You don't remind God. Are you sure? Okay. Do you tell God that he should remember that you need food? You don't tell him that. Are you sure? Like when you eat, you don't say, Lord, may I swallow? You don't do that. Oh, you have trusted the system that God has placed in place, but you have not trusted God. Let me say that again. You have trusted a system that God has put in place, but you have not trusted God. Hunger is from God. That's why he will say, blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be fed. So look at this. This kind of mean one thing. To be hungry is a blessing. And there's something that God said about our physical hunger. He said, do not worry what you shall eat and what you shall wear. Hey, come on. I want to see if you're matured. We're coming to December now. But anyway, I just reach. You claim Allow me to use the word claim. You claim your faith. Can you put a petrol that can last you a month and tell that petrol that I will not put you again? I want to give you illustrations. Okay, how many of us read a story of a woman that gave food to Elijah and then the little meal lasted her for the whole season? How many people heard of that story? Do you think that was a lie? No, are you sure? Do you believe that? Can God do the same for you? No, I'm asking. Can God do the same for you? Why do you depend on your job? Why do you depend on NFSS? Why do you depend on your parents? Why do you depend on people that you know? And still claim like you depend on God. Aye. Why are you frustrated and starting to wonder, what shall I eat? How shall I eat? Where will I eat? The Bible says, God gave us an instruction. Be anxious for nothing. But right here, some of us, we are worrying about, hey, son, it's in my account. Do you know that you know how much you have in your account? As a sign to say, you don't trust God. Most of you here, you know your balance in your account. I don't. You know how I was trained to forget my bank balance? Because one day God said to me, do you know that what you have cannot sustain you, but what sustains you is what I give you? I said, explain. He said, how much do you have? I said, 300. He said, can you buy grocery with that? I'm like, no. He said, okay, do you want food? I'm like, He said, give it away. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Lord, it's short. Like, you understand the logic? The for 300 and God is saying I should give it away, but I need food. And I'm like, Lord, maybe you didn't get me. I said, it's shorter. He said, yeah. That's how I can sustain you. I'm like, I believe you, but I don't. I can give once you bring what you said you. I was okay. You guys thought you just think maybe I just started here believing God like this. No, I'm like, no, that's not a problem. Come by 1.2, they're going to 300. But little is a 300. Why do you want to get that door on that? What an article says, and then he said to me, do you trust me? I'm like, actually, come to think about it. No, I don't. I trust you in what suits me. Not entirely. He said, okay, can you trust me? I'm like, I can't say yes because I'm not confident, but I can say one thing. I can try. He said, I'm like, Lord, please don't count this against me. I'll give my money, but I'll be thinking about it. Yeah, you said we should give and forget it. Hey, but I know, hey. And you're dancing around your seed. You don't pray this direction. Because in this direction, your seed is not there. Guess what? I gave that seed without believing. And for me, it was not seed. I gave it because I felt like, if I don't give, I will struggle. And if I struggle, my life will be a mess. And I don't want my life to be a mess. What should I do? I gave. Guess what? After giving, I had, have you ever prayed? Have you ever prayed? Okay, let me tell you how I prayed. Lord, now that I'm going to and I want to them. It was not prayer. I was complaining. I found verses that talks about provision. I remember, you guys think I'm joking. I'm serious. And then, because I know the word, Tim, I know the word. I'm like, the Bible says, hey, he's a provider of my needs. I knew that verse long time ago because I didn't know it for God. I knew it so that I would manipulate God properly. There's scriptures that I didn't know because I wanted to know them. No, I wanted to manipulate him. I'm like, Lord, you said shall provide all my needs. I don't know. I became serious with God. I told him, I want to say, guess what? The first day, somebody bought me a takeaway. And that's not what I want. I want money. I gave money. And that, I don't know if you've ever thanked God, but you're not really actually thanking Him. You have a complaint in your heart. You're like, take away don't go to grocery. The second day, somebody like, hey, come and see me. I'm like, I went. I just felt like, and then they gave me 3 tins and rice. I'm like, I don't want your own. I want my money. Because in my prayer, how I wanted it was this. God, I give 300, you give me 1.2 in my hand. Then I go and buy myself. Guess what? Ndana tinitaru, na rice 2 kg. I'm thinking, maybe God didn't understand me clearly in my request. I knelt down. I felt like he was not hearing. I lay prostrate. I felt like if I speak in English, he won't get it. I spoke in tongues. Guess what I got? Nothing. I got up and went and cooked my rice and my tea. And then now we have, I ate that for 2 days. Now we have 2 tins and days are going. And another day, third day, I got another takeaway. I'm like, I bind the spirit of takeaway. Because I was tired of takeaway now. I binded the spirit of takeaway. I didn't know I was closing God's provision. Then I got a friend again. Brother, come and see me. And then he gave me tins again. I'm like, I don't want tins. I want real thing. Nah, like I want it raw, like that I can cut myself. Oh. And then I was very angry with God for not honoring my prayers. Have you ever been angry with God? If you've never been there, you didn't enjoy your childhood in the spirit. I did. I enjoyed being angry with God. I enjoyed throwing tantrums. I enjoyed threatening God. I enjoyed giving God ultimatums. Threatening God straight. Like, you understand how big God is? I, in my smallness, I'll be threatening God. If you don't do it in 3 days, then I'm not called. He said, shut up, young man. I don't know. Maybe you've heard servants of God threatening God and you thought it was cool. If I be a man of God, I did it too. Until one day he said, my son. I said, if I be a man of God, you'll be healed today. He said, my son, I will move in healing when I'm ready. This person is not sick because I can't heal. This sickness is to win this person. So don't pray. I said, there's no one I prayed for that doesn't get healed. The bride of life. Hey, laid hands on her. She fell under the power. The pain was suspended for a few minutes. It's like, I think the pain was suspended for a few moments. She testified about it. When she went to sit, the will of God continued. And after church, she was worse than before. You know what I did? She was that side. I used this entry. I'm not going back. Because I disobeyed God by praying for her. So I can't go and tell him, like, my sister, you are actually worse because how do you explain it? My sister, you are worse because I wanted to prove that I can pray. And I'm sorry I used your life. She called me, man of God. She called and then one thing that God did for me, which was saving, because when I was a child, God allowed me to get away with a lot of things. He said, in 2 weeks I will heal her. And I'm like, my sister, the Lord is saying in 2 weeks you'll be healed. And then, watch this. In the second week, she just woke up healed. No one prayed for her. Nothing. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm like, wow. This thing has nothing to do with anything. Nobody prayed for her. Are we not trying to push God to do what we want? That is opposite of what He wants to do? Okay. You can pray because you are inspired. This is one level that most of us, I wish you can get to. Especially when God has given you the ministry of intercession. This is one thing you enjoy. Sometimes we are inspired by injustice and it moves us to pray. Sometimes we are inspired by pain and it moves us to pray. Sometimes we are inspired by the presence of God. Sometimes the presence of God can inspire you to pray. Like you just get into a place where it's saturated properly. There's a time where you just start to pray. There's no prayer point. You just feel like, I can't bear it. You just continue to pray. The challenge I have with this second reason of prayer is because some of us become dependent on it. And we feel like it's the only reason for us to pray. If you don't feel inspired, like in this I call therapy. And then you go, because the Bible says pray without ceasing. So inspired, led, moved, and culture. I will explain, but this one inspired. Let's just say this. This one depends on God. Not what you do. Then let me come to this one that is almost like this, moved, right? When you're moved, there's a specific reason or a specific assignment or a specific agenda that needs to be prayed for urgently. And many of us, we don't reach that one because we are selfish. You don't get moved to pray for yourself. That doesn't happen. You don't get moved to pray for yourself unless you are part of the people that are in danger. And it's in an exceptional situation where He moved maybe people around you to pray for you and they can't hear the prompting of the Spirit. That's when He can move you yourself. For me, it only happened once. I was in a taxi and I was part of the people that will get an accident, and I realized that if I don't, but the funny thing, the accident still happened, but not on our taxi. Exactly where God told me and exactly where God showed me. Because when I go accident in injury, you don't go there pass basa. How about basa iko corner song? And God told me straight, there is no way when you get there you won't see an accident. I'm like, eh? He said, it's either you're part of it or another car is part of it. So I'm like, I'm not. If it was just a small accident, I'll be like, okay, let me be part of it. I will learn something. I saw the taxi in a half. I'm like, no, I'm not part of this one. And the problem was, the people that were coming from church were 4 people at the back, were sitting in the back seat. And the other people were passengers. And guess what? God said, speak in tongues. This is a public transport, and God is asking you to speak in tongues to save the people that don't care about what you are doing. You know what I did? I was with Prophet Lipadzi, and I don't remember who I was with. I think I was also with Apostle Rev, and now, and somebody else. I don't remember. But Apostle was sitting, I think, on the second seat from the front, and who was sitting at the back, 4 of us. I sensed it. I looked around. I realized that no one is sensing anything. I waited a little bit. I'm like, maybe somebody will pick this thing that I'm feeling. Have you ever been led by the Spirit and you want everybody to catch what you're catching and no one is catching it? And I'm like, I was uncomfortable. I stood up. I said, no. I stood up. I said, down. I'm like, I wanted to pray like that. When I was doing that, I feel like I'm not moving it. And now I see it like this accident is serious. Blood. I see blood. I'm like, when I saw blood, God didn't have to remind me again to say speak in tongues. I blasted it out. And people thought, I will be done. Unaimwe bridge ingwe ngapa njeringa. Rabba bridge nusuga. Tendo. We're speaking in tongues to a point where Vatofunga Kotamba. The presence filled the whole taxi. What would the man have we has someone who said to come and mutual that ever said those who quit Yamini? Who quit Yamini? Can't to call over. What part of anybody? Oh, God, have been improved him. Oh, God, accident is Bassa. Out of you. People were quiet, but they didn't think I was a man of God. They thought I lost it. Until Richard Tamutam, what's the last person who got Sasso? Richard E. One emergencies, siren, at the exact spot. Nibalanta, go to Chasana, Nicotibona, just come with me. Ooh, some of the Muzarubiro cannot engage a cana, it was smatic. When we passed, and I'm passing cat, hey, I don't hey, don't no, one part is just dramatic. But he's a great man of God. I love him so much. And look at this. And he was shaking my hand. Ronald Sabes, you know. Prophet, what if you didn't hear God? I'm like, if I didn't hear God, it was not going to be a problem. We'll all be in heaven. If we die, we go to heaven. Like, yeah. That was not matter. I'm like, yeah, you go. There's a reason I'm bringing that, because I'm talking about being moved to pray. And do you understand that was not the right place to pray? No, I was moved this other time. No, I'm busy in the Willis Port. I want to move from Jenna. I don't know what inspired her. But in the I've never seen a bold woman like that. But in the automatics, busy new Jenna, Jenna Kergana was a Jenny, na mini, Bangor half of the Ganga. I record about Gangana. Recording Muyam Zimu Kori Kaura Baby was him. I don't forget about Tomagas was the tongue said, don't they? I was still like a bit shy. I bet I join. Have you ever been shy to do the will of God because you feel like you're not comfortable, you're not the right atmosphere? That was me. 1, 2, 3. That woman's prayer. I went under 3 minutes. It filled me to a point where I'm like, Zephanaman. You're so pro. When I joined her, it was as if we were igniting each other. She said amen. Other people could not say amen. But and I'm like, for me, I felt like, what type of a woman is that? That would just say that. And guess what? There was no accident. She was just feeling like praying herself, and she put us on. She ignited us on fire, all of us. But that thing didn't leave me for days. I went. We were going to a meeting. I went to the meeting. In my heart, when we were in a meeting, they were discussing half of the things I couldn't hear. I was praying. I was just caught up. My mind was still there. Who is that woman? Oh, she has guts. Yo, how does she get into a bus and tell everybody? Like, she almost commanded us. Like, she didn't give us a choice. I'm like, who are you? What's your name? She doesn't greet anybody. She doesn't say anything. That's the... I'm going to be here. 1, 2, 3, less than 2 minutes. I'm like, aye. And then, well, how are you? You just got in. But we all prayed. And we all saw results. That one to be moved. Many of you were moved to pray, and people around you got in trouble because you did not pray. How many of us felt like praying for somebody? Let's just say somebody's name. Let's just say this person, you have not been around this person for days. Let's say you were moved to pray for that person. And I'm talking about Kakin. If it's a person, he will give you the name. Oh, a face. A face keeps on appearing. You're like, like you are saying this Bible clearly. Many people that I went to school with that died, I will remember them. I will remember them. And how, I don't know. When many people will pass on, I'll be thinking about, 1, 2, 3, the person passed on. I'm like, and then? Maziko are moved to pray for them. How many of us are moved to pray for people? People are getting in accidents that are necessary because we don't pray. We are selfish. We are Lamborghini, that's not the Porsche. Take a generation, you Lamborghini and Porsche, you know. This Lamborghini, you feel like you're not prosperous. You can drive a Polo and be very prosperous. Prosperity is not money, but it's part of money. Okay, if you think prosperity is money, the Bible says that I wish above all things that you may prosper in as your spirit prospers. So, does your spirit buy a car? So, maybe one day I should teach you prosperity according to the word. Remind me one day. How are you going to remind me? Just remind me. The last part that I like